He walked right up within 10 foot of me, and I swear his head could have almost touched the bottom of my stand. He definitely could have reached out and grabbed me out of that tree. He just sat there and looked at me. Hello and welcome back to Talk About Strange. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. What is this? Today's Wednesday. It's hump day, right? Oh man, I know I shouldn't have done that. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's just the first thing that popped in my head. I got a story in. It's just a short one. It's not real long. I thought I'd go ahead and share it with you. It's a follow-up, not from Mike, but about Mike's story. Kind of cool. So I thought I'd like to share this. How about that? I mean, those couple of stories, that was really great. The old time ghost stories, that was a lot of fun. We got a lot of great comments on that. We got a lot of great comments on Mike's story about his Bigfoot experience out there. Hangry Bigfoot. Hangry. Somebody asked me, what does hangry mean? So hungry or angry. So hangry. That was kind of funny and cool. Anyway, but yeah, a lot of great comments on that. You guys were great. Man, I'm sure Mike really appreciates it. And anyway, but we got another one here. I'm going to go ahead and share. This guy's granddaughter got the story from him because she apparently follows the channel or watches our channel. So that's cool. Word's getting out. People are sending their stories in. Keep them stories coming in. We want the stories. Get them sent in so we can share them and keep on going. We're doing a great job so far. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for all the compliments, by the way, on the new studio look. I'm enjoying it. I'm still going to do little tweaks here and there and try some different stuff out. But so far, it's really working out good. So I'm happy with that. Robert from Swan Lake, Bigfoot. I've heard nothing but good stuff about that channel so far. So that's great. And I see a lot of you guys went over there and checked it out and said you like it and you subscribed. That's awesome. I think it's really important to help each other out with that. Somebody asked me if I should reach out and contact them to say something about my channel. I don't do that. But if somebody wants to give me a shout out, that's more than fine. Someone who already does that is Kitty from Pine Box Tales. There's another great channel. If you guys haven't gotten over there, get over there and listen to her. She's amazing. Her name is Kitty. Pine Box Tales. It's a great channel. Very good narrator. You'll really enjoy it. So there's a lot of us out there. So make sure you help everybody out as much as you can, and we'll keep the community growing. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and dive right into this. And Wednesdays have kind of become our errand day. So we run errands all day and try to get caught up for the week. That's actually becoming kind of a good system starting to fall into. So I kind of like that. And we go drop some stuff off. We got some clothes my wife donates. And so we go drop them off. We get our water bottles changed and get everything done, get our groceries and get set up. So that's kind of our Wednesday. But I got home and I thought, you know what? I got a little bit of time. Let's get on there and get a story up for you guys to listen to tonight. All right. Enough about me. Let's get started. Hello, my name is Paul. I'm not going to say his last name because she didn't say here if I should or not. But my name is Paul. I'm from Pennsylvania. I used to hunt the Allegheny Mountains all the time, growing up and most of my life. I just listened to Mike's story. I know exactly what he's talking about. I always warn people from out of town to be careful in those mountains. I had an encounter there once, and when I was about 37. I got there at early morning, just like Mike and his friend talked about. I found the spot that I use all the time and climbed up into my stand. And shortly after, I heard something walking through the woods. I thought maybe I was about to see my first big buck because it sounded really heavy. I sat there quietly and couldn't shoot yet anyway, but I was hoping it would get a little bit closer because it was still far away. Maybe come a little closer. All of a sudden, I smelled something in the air, kind of like rotten meat and sewage, like Mike said. I wasn't worried about it, though. I just thought maybe it was drifting off a dead carcass or something. I heard more branches crushing and breaking underneath its feet. I thought, that don't sound like a deer. That's a lot, a deer's a lot quieter, I started thinking maybe it might be a bear. So I just sat there and I waited. All of a sudden, this monstering thing came into view. It was really hard to see because it was so dark and blended in, but it wasn't a deer and it wasn't a bear. That was for sure. I've been told about them by my dad, but I'd never seen one myself before. It stopped about 40 or 50 yards away from me and started sniffing the air, looking around. I thought, how the hell can that thing smell anything when he stinks like that? Then the son of a gun turned around and looked right at me. I don't know how if he could have heard my heartbeat or what, but he looked right at me. I just sat there. I didn't move an inch. I was terrified. And then he started walking up closer to me. I'm thinking he wasn't quite sure if I was there or if I was real or not. I was all of 10 to 12 foot up in my tree stand. He walked right up within 10 foot of me, and I swear his head could have almost touched the bottom of my stand. He definitely could have reached out and grabbed me out of that tree. He just sat there and looked at me. I couldn't even breathe. I thought I was about to pass out, but I was afraid to pass out and fall down because I thought he'd tear me apart. He said tear my ass apart, but I thought he'd tear my ass apart. He stood there for a couple of minutes and sniffed the air around me. I thought, well, this is it for me. He's going to kill me for sure. I glanced down at my Browning 12-gauge pump in my hand, in my lap, wondering if I'd be fast enough to get one off into him if I really had to. But I wasn't really sure if I could even stand up. I was so scared. If I'm being honest, he really didn't seem to be aggressive. It was just that unbelievable size of him standing there. His head was as big as my dang toilet bowl. I could have literally stepped down onto his shoulder. It was so wide. And stink. My God, I don't understand how something could smell so awful. As for his eyes, they were brown from what I could tell. Maybe Mike's seen red because it was mad. I'm glad I didn't see red. Anyhow, to my surprise, he just slowly turned and walked away. It must have taken me 10 minutes or so to get my shit together, enough to climb out of the stand, and I never went back, not even for my stand. I still hunted, just not there, right up until I broke my leg at work. It just never healed right. My father told me a story about my grandfather in the same mountains back when he was probably 65, so maybe in the early 60s. He was out hunting. He was sitting down against a tree. He tended to doze off more than he did hunt. He said he woke up to the sound of branches breaking. He looked around to see if there was another hunter around him, but he didn't see anyone. Then all the normal noises stopped. It was like Mike said. It got really quiet. He told my father, then down the hill from him, a good distance away, he seen one, just walking through, minding its own business. He said this thing was towering huge. He watched it until it was gone, and then sat back down against his napping tree. He figured if they've been there that long and haven't bothered him, they probably won't start now. I don't recall my grandfather ever being afraid of anything anyway. This is the guy that fought in the war and lived through depression. And is a true, if it's not broken, don't fix it guy. Yep, sound like my grandpa. Anywho, I thought if Mike could write in, then I guess I can. Well, that's not my account. It's not my account. It's my granddaughter's. So she showed me the video because she remembered me telling her the stories when she was little. Well, take care. I hope you enjoy my story. Yeah, Paul. If she shows you this, I enjoyed your story very much, and I think everybody else can enjoy your story. Thank you for sending that in. I would have loved to have met your grandfather. He sounds cool. You guys probably all awesome guys. Anyway, yeah, I don't blame you one bit. Man, can you imagine sitting up there? I had a tree stand that was 15 foot. I can't imagine. I mean, that's a long way in the air. I can't imagine even at 10 foot, something's head being able to touch the base of your stand. I mean, that is massive. That would be absolutely terrifying, especially if he walks right up and looks at you. I'm looking at my camera, thinking if I was sitting here looking ahead of me at my camera down a little bit at this thing just staring at me. Man. terrifying. But hey, anyway, I'm glad you made it through that and you didn't shoot his deer, because it might have been a whole different situation. And thank you again for sharing that with us. You guys, thank you for stopping in and all the comments you've been leaving and everything. It's been phenomenal. I really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you again really soon.